Would you like to live in complete harmony with yourself and the world around you? Would you like to feel calm and experience a constant and intense sense of inner peace? This, in essence, is what happens to people who have gone through their spiritual awakening, knowing that fifth dimension that we talk about so much. And in this video, thanks to Master Bakin's Zen story, we will shed light on this fascinating topic. So stay until the end and follow carefully, because I guarantee you will hear profound information that will do your soul good. But before continuing, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share the video. These small gestures will help us produce new valuable content every day. In the ancient home of the monk Bakin, located in a remote region of Japan, a group of believers were gathered to be guided by the master on a path of spiritual growth. The cold wind that came from the mountains and the smell of incense that spread throughout the monastery contributed to creating an atmosphere of serenity and inner calm. Bakin entered the room, full of people eager to receive answers to the question at the center of the conference: what is the fifth dimension, and how is it achieved? Dear friends, began the monk, imagine the fifth dimension as an immense unexplored ocean. And now imagine yourself on a boat, sailing on this infinite ocean. The waves represent the vastness of experiences, while the open sky above your heads symbolizes infinite potential. On this journey, awakening in the fifth dimension is like discovering a secret map that reveals deep connections and visions that expand your awareness. As the candles lit in the room highlighted Master Bakin's serene face, a disciple stood up and asked, "Master, in essence, the fifth dimension is a higher awareness, a vision that transcends the veil of everyday realities. It's like witnessing a celestial show, where the stars tell ancient stories and the stars draw the course of destiny." Bakin smiled. "That's right, dear boy. The fifth dimension is like an intimate space where you connect with the divine within yourself. It's like opening the door to a world of deep awareness and understanding." To make these concepts even simpler and less abstract, Bakin decided to take a step back. What are dimensions? They are merely states of consciousness, accessible to all who vibrate in resonance with the specific frequencies of each dimension. The third dimension is like a container of all the beliefs, rules, and constraints with which we are used to living. Many of us have always lived in this state of consciousness, believing that it was the only possible reality, but this is not the case. And one of the most rigid beliefs of the third dimension is related to time. We bind our emotions, our feelings, our lives to this belief. Most of us spend an infinite amount of energy in this vicious circle where the past chases the future, and the future is the reflection of the past. But the more aware we become, the more we understand that time is relative. Those present, fascinated by Bakin's persuasive voice, began to understand certain concepts more clearly. In the fourth dimension, the master continued, we begin to wake up and become more aware and conscious. We understand that everyone is the creator of their own reality, and that thoughts become things. We become less dependent on the events of the past, and the future is something we have chosen. It is no longer the result of chance or destiny for their own sake. Attention is focused exclusively on the present time, on what is happening now. The fifth dimension is when we have achieved awareness. There is no fear, no need for security, no lack of trust. It vibrates faster and is smoother. You have the awareness of being one with being. In the fifth dimension, time plays no role. All possibilities exist in the same time and space. Ask, and it will be given to you essentially. Here you interact directly with the Creator and with the beings of light. Here, the rational mind has a minimal role. With a depth in his gaze, Bakin shared a personal tale. In my spiritual journey, I have experienced the fifth dimension as a secret garden within me. A garden where every flower represents a moment of awareness and every leaf carries memories of the past. Awakening is like being the gardener of this sacred space, cultivating love, compassion, and wisdom. In the journey of the fifth dimension, we are the bridge between the past and the future. We carry with us the lessons learned in the past and plant the seeds of awareness for our future. Bakin amplified the intensity of the story, describing a moment of profound transformation. On my way, I encountered an old tree whose roots extended deep into the ground. This tree, a master of the fifth dimension, taught me the wisdom of being well anchored in the present. His presence reminded me that, even though the past was part of me, I could only live fully in the here and now. With measured gestures, Bakin continued with a more personal reflection. Solitude on this path is like meeting oneself in a secret sanctuary. I have learned that solitude is not the absence of companionship, but rather an opportunity to connect more deeply with your being. Thanks to this kind of solitude, we embrace ourselves. The mind frees itself from external distractions and comes closer to its essence. With a note of emotion, Bakin recounted a particularly significant event. I remember a sunset when I was on a silent hill. The fifth dimension manifested itself as the golden light of the sun slowly disappearing behind the horizon. At that moment, I felt in communion with all that is, an eternal bond between heaven and earth. The more nuances and details Bakin's story became, the more those present became immersed in the experience of spiritual awakening. The heart of the fifth dimension is a profound connection with our authentic self. Bakin added, the fifth dimension is a process of liberation, like the flight of a free bird in the infinite sky. With a touch of humor, Bakin shared an anecdote. I remember seeing a small bird dancing in the air like a light leaf carried by the wind. The fifth dimension is like that light flight. We can find it in the details, in the smiles of others, in the sense of nature, and even in the delicacy of laughter. Bakin, nearing the conclusion, added, the heart of awakening in the fifth dimension is to embrace responsibility for our own happiness. Like the gardener of our own destiny, we must plant seeds of love, joy, and compassion. It is a profound commitment, an act of self-love that guides us through the internal metamorphosis. Bakin focused on one key lesson. Soaring into the fifth dimension requires courage. It means shedding old limiting beliefs, like the serpent shedding its skin. It is an act of renewal, letting go of what no longer serves to make room to a new awareness. Master paused and added, the journey to the fifth dimension is not linear. There will be challenges, such as storms that roil the sea. However, it is precisely in these challenges that we find our inner strength. Every wave is an opportunity for growth, a step closer to our deepest essence. The monk continued with an incisive lesson on how to deal with difficulties. When we go through the storms of life, the fifth dimension teaches us to remain calm in the chaos. It's like the center of a cyclone, where everything is serene despite the fury that surrounds it. Facing challenges with awareness is the rudder that guides us through the storms of life. Bakin delved into more personal territory, sharing another important lesson. In the fifth dimension, I have learned that silence is a precious companion. It is like immersing yourself in an ocean of serenity, where the waves of thought calm and you discover the music of the soul. Silence is not empty, it is the fullness of the present moment. While those present continued to hang on his lips, the monk focused on an important concept. Know that achieving and maintaining awareness requires practice. Like the musician tuning his instrument, we must tune into the fifth dimension every day. Meditation, reflection, and connection with nature are the keys to maintaining the harmonious melody of our inner life. With a hint of humor, Bakin recounted a lesson learned from nature. Watching the cycle of the seasons, I realized that the fifth dimension is like the constant change that occurs in nature. It's like trees losing their leaves in autumn, preparing for rebirth in spring. Embracing the flow of life is a step towards the fifth dimension. In conclusion, Bakin dispensed another important piece of advice. If you want to embark on the path to the fifth dimension, remember to cultivate kindness. Be kind to yourself and to others, for kindness is a beacon that illuminates your path. The monk closed the story with a profound reflection. The fifth dimension is an invitation to become guardians of our conscience, gardeners of our souls. We are all travelers in this vast ocean. Awareness and spiritual awakening is the compass that guides us through storms and calm seas. We can navigate with courage, knowing that the heart of the fifth dimension is our true home. Bakin looked into the eyes of those who listened, conveying a sense of deep gratitude. Spiritual awakening is a gift that every soul can embrace. May your journey into the fifth dimension be illuminated by awareness, enriched by love, and guided by wisdom. May you be guardians of your inner gardens, cultivating the flowering of your true nature. Concluding with a compassionate smile, Bakin invited everyone to reflect on the story with an open heart. May the fifth dimension be your inner refuge, a place of peace and awareness. May you find the light in your path, guided by the brilliance of the fifth dimension that shines within each of you.